Honorable Men Discord. Family Feud, the Jacksons. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So, the Michael Jackson biopic is coming out April 24th. Now, this film is a Lionsgate production. It's directed by Anton Fuqua. For many of you that don't know who Anton Fuqua is, he's responsible for movies like Training Day, Equalizer. So I love Training Day. It's funny, the Training Day movie I always thought should have been shot by John Singleton, and I believe Singleton was alive during that time. But in any event, I still like the Training Day movie. But not to sidetrack from this topic, being that the movie's coming out next month, there was a family screening in which members of the Jackson family attended, and allegedly after the screening, Janet Jackson was not pleased with the film. She was allegedly not pleased with the acting. Now, the irony in all of this is if she's not pleased with the acting, she's not pleased with her nephew. Who is her nephew? Jafar Jackson, okay, who is Jermaine Jackson's son. All right. Now, the question I have to those of you watching this is, in a situation like this where you're a few weeks out from the release of this movie, regardless if you like it or not, if your nephew, if you were in this situation and your nephew was in the film, would you bother even saying you're not happy with the film? Because first of all, my question, if this is actually true, my question to Janet would be, well, why didn't you take part in the filming? Why didn't you show up to the set? Why didn't you see how it progressed? Because films take a couple of months to shoot. It's not like it's not a music video where it's done in a couple of days, right? It takes a couple of months. So why wait until the screening to allegedly not be pleased with the acting? That would be my question to Janet Jackson, if this is in fact true. And the reason why I'm saying if this is in fact true is because although TMZ reported on this, although you see other channels and other pages reacting to this, when I went to Janet Jackson's X account, this is what it said. All right, and this is as of March 15th. She put a post that says, "Don't be so quick to believe what you hear because lies travel faster than truth." So, although she's not directly speaking on the allegations about her displeasure with the film, one can only assume that's exactly what she's talking about. Now, if she's speaking about something else, I have no clue. But again, I ask those of you watching this, if this was your nephew acting in a film regarding your sibling, would you speak against his acting? Or was she speaking against other actors that's in the film? All right, so this is all allegedly until Janet herself says she's not pleased with the film. Or maybe Janet was just being a sister at that point, being a daughter at that point, because I believe the mother also attended the screening. Maybe at that point she's among family, so she's speaking her mind. And then once it became public knowledge, she's acting as though she never said anything along those lines. That's possible also, because of course she wouldn't want to make her nephew feel bad. But if she didn't really like it and she's among family, maybe she was being truthful in that moment. And then, of course, someone heard it and reported it, and it got in the hands of TMZ, which is not what you want to happen if you're speaking against your nephew. But what's done is done. My opinion, when I first saw some of the clips from this biopic, I personally wasn't impressed, and I'm not going to talk bad about the film because it hasn't come out yet, and who knows, I might be blown away. But it seems somewhat like a Lifetime movie, and that's not to say all Lifetime movies aren't good, but the feel of it didn't feel compelling. And I'll be honest with you, I can't remember the last biopic I watched that was really compelling. It might just be the Ray movie, and before that was by a long shot, it was the Malcolm X movie. And I know I mentioned that recently on the episode I did on Michael B. Jordan, but biopic films haven't, in my opinion, been capturing the essence of the people that they're portraying. And this is why I mentioned the X movie by Spike Lee, and then I mentioned the Ray Charles movie. Both movies, both Denzel and Jamie Foxx did an extremely great job. So here's where, even though this is allegedly, here's where I'm a little concerned, and this is what they're saying that Janet was concerned about, was the acting. I don't know Jafar Jackson as having a background in acting. Could he have taken lessons? Absolutely. Could he have taken lessons to the point where he can pull off being Michael Jackson? That's a big task. Now, this promotional photo for the film is amazing, which is why I blew it up to put it in the background. This is an amazing photo, all right? And I'm sure the choreographers that used to dance with Michael Jackson helped him. I'm almost positive that that's what took place, because there's the dancers that worked with him went on tour, and I'm sure they lent a hand to some degree. If not one individual, maybe someone. I don't know who that person's name is, but I'm sure they helped him figure out exactly how Michael used to dance, because even in these still photos, his positioning, his feet, his legs, it's Michael. All right. When I look at this, I see Michael. And if I stare at the face, then you could see how it's not really Michael, especially the image with him in the red jacket. But that's not to say the film isn't good. I like this poster a lot. Even young Michael looks excellent. So this poster, I'm impressed by the poster. Now, back to the acting. The question is, outside of his dancing, because doing a film about Michael Jackson, it's very, very difficult to pull off the dance moves to look like Michael, and then it's also difficult to sound like Michael and to have the mannerisms of Michael. So he has if this is Jafar's first film, he has a major task ahead of him, and it's what's done is done. The film is finished. It's coming out next month, so only then will I be able to report on it. And if it turns out to not be a great film, then I'll completely understand Janet's alleged take on the film. It's too early to speak on it. But again, when I first saw a few of the clips, it felt like a Lifetime movie, which it didn't feel like it was like one of those films that really draws you in. But I'll save it until next month after seeing the film. Another thing I have to say about biopics, I think, especially when you're dealing with films like a Ray Charles biopic, Malcolm X, it's very important that these films are long. I know some people don't like sitting in the theater for a long period of time, but these movies, to really pull it off, especially when you talk about Michael Jackson, you see they have young Michael, so they're going to go all the way back to the Jackson 5, right? So in doing so, you have to, I'm hoping this film is close to 3 hours. And for some of you, you might be hearing that and saying, I don't want to sit down for 3 hours. But just understand, Michael Jackson started from such a young age. There is no way you can do a Michael Jackson biopic correctly, in my opinion, and do it in just like 2 hours or 2 hours and 15 minutes. There's no way. There's no way. To really pull off films correctly, where you're telling the story about the household, because they're going to tell this a little bit about what it was like being under the roof of Joe Jackson. They're gonna show a little bit of what it's like for Michael being the young brother to the other brothers, and their quarrels and things like that. I don't even know if they're gonna show a young Janet Jackson. I don't know. But it's very odd that this rumor came out, because I'm pretty sure they all had a hand in the film, unless Jermaine Jackson was the only one who had a hand in the film along with his son, and maybe the other siblings opted out of putting their opinion on the film and they just left it up to Jermaine Jackson. I don't know. I don't know who had their hands in the making of the film. I don't even know who signed off on it. Who signed off on making this film? Did they collectively sign off on it? And if so, they should have all been present during the filming. That's just my take on it. And I don't know the particulars about the production process, but we're here now. And again, we're just weeks away from the debut of this film, and I just hope it does Michael Jackson some service, justice, I should say. I hope it gives Michael Jackson justice, because he was an incredible, incredible artist, an incredible dancer, and the epitome of what it means to be an icon internationally. He was that guy. From everything he did, from the glitter glove to the glitter socks, and the music videos that were like short films. So that's my thoughts on this. What's yours? Again, my question to those of you watching this: if this was your nephew, would you be vocal about whether or not you thought the acting was good, especially at this stage in the film when it's finished, it's wrapped? Would you even vocalize it, or would you just hold it in? Even if the acting is poor, would you say something, or would you just say what's done is done? And at the end of the day, Michael Jackson, his actual work is solidified. So I don't think a film is going to affect it. And I think the bright side to this is that they kept it in the family. Now, that might be the bright side, or that might be the downfall. Maybe they should have outsourced and found an actor that looked like Michael, that has real acting experience, to be in the film. But what's done is done. Again, films take months to make. They could have made that decision after seeing a few takes, But that's my thoughts on it. What's yours? And as always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, on your way out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And as always, stay honorable.